Hi guys, this is Marissa. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be starting a series, a mini series, and it's going to be about your love language and how, it's an astrology video. Your love language is how it relates to your Venus and your moon. Your Venus in astrology is your source of pleasure, right? It's the small benefic. It's like your love style, how you love, what you love to do, your style, um, yeah, like what you would spend your money on, like your hobbies, like what makes you happy. So it's like how you put your pleasure out there in the world. Like, this is me. I like to go jet skiing or something like that. If you're like an Aries person, naturally Aries are very um, competitive, and they're very competitive, and they love to play games and things like that. If you are an Aries and you have a Taurus Venus, then you may like to competitive eat, or you may like to nap like it's a super sport, like go to restaurants and or go to like some extreme eating experience, like one of those things like they used to have before the world was open, where you used to eat in the dark and you didn't know what you were eating, and it's just like this total experience. Like, that's what I see, like an Aries with a, or you have like where you may date competitively, you know. So something like that. So that would be like but it would also be like if you're a Taurus, you may be very physical with somebody. Aries is already really physical, but I will go into further detail about that. Um, you can be. I'm trying to think of something that's like literally the opposite of itself. Like if you're a Capricorn, well, if you're like a Pisces and you have like an Aries Venus as a Pisces. Pisces has a constant urge to merge with someone, and it's very typically Pisces, for lack of better words, can kind of be crazy, but um, with Aries, it's like another level. Like, usually, Pisces are off to themselves and, kind of chilling that way. But with an Aries Venus, they're gonna want to like gather, and it's literally like the opposite of the sign. Like, it wants to be so independent, where Pisces wants to merge. So it may, like, there may be like a conflict between or your Venus, not a conflict, but your Venus may be very different from your actual sign, and how you express love, and how the things that you love to do, and how you receive love. So we're going to explore each moon and Venus sign through the zodiac, and what could possibly be a love language for that sign. Your love language is incredibly important to know. And it's actually incredibly important for you to, and this is how I feel. It's very important for you to know your love language before you get into a relationship with another person. I truly believe it will make you a better partner if you understand your own love language. Hopefully you express it to yourself, right? So there are 5 love languages. There's words of affirmation, there's physical touch, gifts. I said words of affirmation. Words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, gifts, and I always leave out one. I said quality time? Words of affirmation, acts of service. There we go. So physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch. I don't know. There's 5. Apparently I can't count. It's early. It's early. I was like, I'm gonna wake up and take a walk and put my face on and make a video. Yeah, I'm productive. So Those are the 5 love languages. Now, how would you express that to yourself, right? You should be expressing love to yourself quite often. So let's say that yours is quality time. You may love going to the gym, you know. Um, you could love reading a book. You love being like giving yourself that time and that space, creating like maybe a hobby or something. It's one of those things where you like, I need time to myself. Like I need to read. Marilyn Monroe said it best: when I'm alone, I think that's what she said. I rejuvenate myself, or I renew myself. That's what she says. I renew myself. So maybe that might be one, if you're a quality time, how you express love to yourself, giving yourself, receiving gifts. I mean, that one's pretty obvious. That is one of the easier love languages, honestly. So if yours is receiving gifts, maybe you have a subscription box service, and every month a present comes and you're like, oh my gosh, hooray for me. Or you just give yourself little gifts every now and then, take yourself out to eat. That is a form of self-love. If yours is acts of service, you do things. I think we think that some things are just how we're trained, but it's really like, I do this because it makes me feel good, right? So I make my bed up because I even though I live by myself, because I want to do that. It makes me feel good. I mean, there's really nobody around judging you, so it's just kind of like, it makes me feel good to do this. You know, I'm trying to think. Let me put my little cheat sheet on. It could be like the way you organize your tasks, your to-do lists, and it could actually be things that don't affect your kind of daily life, but it makes you feel good, and that is your form of self-love. Words of affirmation: you speak nicely to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, good job, Marissa. You did a great day today. Or, not being so hard on yourself. We can say some really mean things to ourselves. Mine is not words of affirmation, because I can say some effed up things to myself. My sister just kind of looks at me like, stop. I don't like that. Don't do that. Especially don't do it in front of me. Stop. So that could be words of affirmation. I think I went over quality time. Pretty sure I did. Physical touch. These are when you go get a massage or you buy a massager. Not that kind. Like one for your, like, well, I guess it could be that kind. But I mean, like it, like maybe for your feet or something like that. The way you take care of your skin. The way you take care of your, like, meticulously, like doing your makeup, or that could be something that is your physical touch. Also, the fabrics that you have around you, like your bedding, or sometimes we don't just buy things just for comfort. We don't buy things just because they're cheap or something like that, or it's the easiest thing to get, or it looks nice in the corner. It has to be like very comfortable. You surround yourself with very comfortable surfaces and very comfortable textures, and that is a way of expressing self-love. Like when you buy like one of those weighted blankets to help you sleep better, and it's just like, it just feels so soft. That is a form of self-love. I'm not buying a blanket simply for the warmth of it. I'm buying it to be like an encompassing experience. And then I think I went over all of them. So you need to understand, what do you do to make yourself happy? It is a problem when you rely on others for your happiness. That is burdensome. And when you don't, and it actually makes your relationship harder, and you can be unhappy for longer if you do not understand what your love language is. It should never be the other person's total responsibility for your happiness. Now, if you're telling your partner that I need you to do X, Y, and Z because this makes me feel loved, and they disregard that, then that is a problem. Then that is a problem that lies with them. And you have to figure out what you're going to do with it, because it is a lot of, I know a lot of us aren't very good at it, but it's communication. and understanding yourself, and then being with someone else, and you can understand that person as well, and you can be better for it, right? So we want to understand how to love each other, because it's actually a lot harder than we think it is, right? I was reading the love language book, and I've read about people 30 years like living as roommates, or 10 years living as roommates, and because they didn't speak each other's love language. And sometimes communication can be very difficult for us, right? Because we actually don't know what we need. We just know that, when we were dating, you used to always bring me a rose, or you always used to do this thing. I always used to say, like, or you always used to come over and just talk on the porch with me for hours. That feeling of intoxication, of ecstasy, will settle. And then we get to understand who we're actually with, right? So, and sometimes we don't understand what our partner is saying to us. So if I'm over here saying we don't do anything together anymore, and I'm confused because we just had lunch with, your best friend and her husband, and we do this every Friday or Saturday night, it's all of us all together because you're asking me for that. But what you want is just time for the two of us. And that is what that other person is not understanding. They're like, we have quality time. You set up this date every week where we all go out to eat. And what they're saying is, I want you to set up more time for just the two of us. And that can be really confusing because we're just like, what, like, hold up. Like, what are you even saying? Like, we are together all the time. Or it's like, if you're saying like, we don't do anything together anymore, or you don't talk to me, and you guys are sitting on the couch together, and you guys sit in the same room watching TV for like 3 hours, and you're saying that we don't spend any time together, they're saying, I want you to talk to me. I want you to turn the TV off, and I want us to be like uninterrupted quality time. I want your undivided attention. And that's really not a lot to ask from somebody. I want your undivided attention. It's really not a lot to ask. It's not. So in this series, we are going to discuss this mini series, and then I'll come up with another series. We are going to discuss the love languages and the correlation between the Venus and the moon. If you guys, I might make that might be my next one. I might make a more in-depth conversation about what it means. Because you're looking at the sign the house that it's in too. You're looking at the house that the Venus and the moon are in. Me, myself, I am a Virgo moon, but it's in a Leo house. My love language, I'm actually bilingual. Okay. My love language is gifts. My love language is gifts, and it's physical touch. So it's more of that like Leo type of energy. I love gifts. I love giving gifts to myself. I actually kind of have a problem with that. It might be a bit of an unhealthy love with me. So with that being said, we're going to start the series. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, just kidding. I didn't hit stop.